Hello students, so this is a anthropology lecture series. My name is Gandhar Gavankar and I'm teaching you the social anthropology topics one by one. We have seen the definition of anthropology, we have also seen the concept of culture, then we have seen the concept of economic organization in the last two lectures. I told you what is the difference between economics and economic anthropology. We have also seen two sub branches in economic anthropology, first one being formalism and second one being substantivism. We have seen the difference in between two. Now this is the last lecture in this series of economic anthropology, and here we will study some of the simplest economies of the people residing in remotest corners of the world, like fishing economy, horticultural economy, some of the primitive agricultural habits, etc. etc. Okay, so the first such economy is fishing economy. Let me tell you the exact location or of the tribes or of the people who earn their living via fishing economies. Number one is Copper Eskimo from North Canada. Then Chono Red Indians from Chile. Okay. Now let us understand the characteristics of the fishing economies. Fishing economy is characterized by sedentary life. Although hunting and gathering tribes are forced to lead a nomadic or semi-nomadic existence, fishing societies often live in permanent settlement because fishing usually provides a more plentiful and stable food supply than hunting and gathering. So basically hunting and gathering means you are hunting animals, you are gathering the beetroots, you are gathering fruits. If there is the absence of fruits, if there is the absence of animals, so you have to wander in search of animals and fruits. So you have to move from one corner of the village or from one corner of the jungle to the other corner. So you are always on the move. You are not residing in any particular corner of that particular jungle, or you cannot afford to sit down and let's say reside or build houses in one particular corner of the jungle. You are always on the move. Unlike that, fishing economy will give you a proper stable lifestyle, because let's say you are living by one corner of the river side, or by the one corner of the lake, etc. There is a constant and very much abundant amount of supply of fishes, of crabs, or of let's say other sea animals for you, which will provide you protein, which will provide you the stable diet. Okay, so basically you don't need to always keep on wandering in the search of food. Hunting and fishing economy has the characteristics of supporting higher population density. Population densities in fishing societies are high. This reflects the fact that much edible energy can be secured fairly close to the shoreline villages. Hunting and fishing economy is characterized by large self-sufficient local groups. As the fishing economies usually have a potential for supporting larger and more sedentary populations, the local groups are usually the sedentary village facing seas. Hunting and fishing economy is characterized by elaborate economic resources, namely technology, division of labor, land ownership, and capital. Hunting and fishing economy, or you can say fishing economy, is often characterized by plenty of foods and proteins. A variety of smaller fish, including candlefish, herring, smelt, spawned along the shores, then clams, sea urchins, crabs, and other offshore forms, seal, porpoise, sea otter, and other deep water marine animals make up a large part of the diet of the fishing societies. These fishing economies are characterized by surplus production and trade. Fish are easily stored when dried and smoked, especially when the other techniques like gathering and some vegetable produce from the forest, hunting the land animals, and raising some crops are followed for additional subsistence. Intensive exploitation of the sea, the river, the lake, or any other large body of water readily produces a surplus beyond what a given worker or his family can consume. This surplus becomes available for trade. All the fishing societies are more or less involved in trade activities in which their surplus fish, which means the extra fish, the remaining fish, are sold or exchanged for other products. Hunting and fishing economies, or you can say the fishing economies for that matter, favor formal political leadership. All the fishing societies have formal political leaders. This is in sharp contrast with the informal political leadership existing among the hunting and the gathering societies. Now see, there is an underlying principle. If the amount of food is proper, if there is a constant flow of the food, if the food supply is if the net flow of the food supply is genuine, if is proper, the population density will definitely be higher. If more amount of people are living in a particular square kilometer, whatever XYZ amount of square kilometer area, and if there is an absence of rules and regulations, there will be a complete chaos. Okay, so there has to be a proper rules and regulations which will govern the political leadership, which will govern the economic system that is prevalent, which will govern the division of labor, which will govern the marriage system, the kinship system, so on and so forth. If there isn't any such system, and if there are still thousands of people or hundreds of people living in that particular area, then there will be a complete chaos. Okay, so fishing economies have proper economic systems, they have proper division of labor, there is a surplus of production, so there is a proper trade, so there is proper economic system as well. There is a formal political leader who looks after the well-being of his fellow human beings. Okay, this was all about the first economy that we studied, fishing economy. Now let us moving on to the next economy, that is pastoral economy. First, look at those people who practice those groups of people who practice the pastoral economy. Todas community from India, they are buffalo herds. Then Navajo from the United States of America, they are sheep herders or horses herders. Tibetans, they are mainly known for the herding of yaks and sheep and cattle. These are some of the examples. Now let us look at the characteristics. Pastoral economy is characterized by nomadism, semi-nomadism or sedentariness. As pastoral groups move from place to place in response to their animal needs, they are nomads. They are seasonally nomadic, moving with their herds over large territories searching for better grazing grounds. They move over fixed routes, living mostly in tents in Central Asia, Arctic, Europe, Mongolia, Siberia and Tibet. Pastoral economy has the characteristic of supporting low population density. Now see, the reason there is low population density is because the food supply is not proper. The food supply is not continuous. They have to constantly be wandering in the search of food. Now you can relate so many things on this one point itself. There is no proper food supply, so the population density is low. So less number of people might be living in that particular area. Since the number of people is also less, so there is the absence of economic system. There is the absence of any formal political leadership. Somehow these assumptions can be made. Pastoral economy is characterized by small size community. On average, they are a bit smaller than fishing communities and much smaller than horticultural communities. Pastoral economies include moderate economic resources, simple technologies, simple tools. Pastoral economy is characterized by plenty of food and frequent food shortages. Pastoralists often partially dependent on the plant food grown by their agricultural neighbors. Collection of wild produce is also done by women as an additional activity. Pastoral economy favors part-time or full-time political leadership. Okay, so basically there is no full-time leadership which is prevalent in the fishing economies. Here there is a part-time or full-time political leadership. Now this is about the pastoral economies, and we will study about the next economies in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.